Hey everybody, this is Alzorath, and welcome to Engineered to Purpose. This is a tower defense game, fairly standard one at that. You may notice in the background most of the things are on the ground. That is not going to be consistent if we get to World 2. I don't know if we'll get to World 2 today or not. We might not. I did start my profile over, so we'll get the story and stuff like that. This was sent to me on Discord from the dev. They sent me a press key, and I was like, I'll do an LP on that. I don't know if it's ready for a review yet. Despite what the Steam page says, it is... I'm going to go ahead and decline this. Despite what the Steam page says, it is still in early access. They have a forum post that says they're trying to get that corrected, but we'll just see how it works out. Anyway, it begins. They can see us now. Yeah, and we have a bit of a story here. I didn't find it super engaging. It's a bit vague, but also you'll see. Basically what's happening is we are going through these tests and stuff, and we're killing things. That is the story of the tower defense. And mother, father, brother, and then there's a swarm thing that comes a bit later, are all trying to pull us in certain directions or tell us different information about our genesis, basically. How this ends up going, I don't know yet, because the story's only half done. Yeah, there's things that are just not available yet. It's about halfway there, and it is a fairly interesting tower defense. There's one thing that interests me about it, and we won't probably see it very early today, and that is how there is actually the ability to stack your towers. Originally, whenever I was looking at the Steam page, I thought, oh, I could mix and match towers. No. What happens is, if we go ahead and just start setting up the basics here, you'll have different tower types and you'll have different tower modifiers. Whenever you do a tower type, that is all the points of your tower. So if you are a cannon, you're going to be a cannon all the way across here, no matter how many you stack up. And generally, I would recommend stacking as many of them as possible, simply because you want more guns, and the base price of these is higher the more power you have available in them. Let's go ahead and make a very, very fast cannon. We don't have conversions yet. We won't get those until much later. Those are going to be things like frost damage or poison damage, etc. Let's go ahead and go with Pew Pew. It's going to be our fastest gun, so let's go ahead and save it. And it's going to be cheap is the important part with this one. So as far as where we want that, let's go ahead and drop in... yeah, just one of those. Press to start, and right now we don't actually have the surge things. Basic avatar. These up here will actually give us more money, but it's kind of an odd system. And yes, I have played this before. You'll probably be able to see the footage over on Game Sampler. I'm uploading it right now, but I haven't made a thumbnail or anything like that for it. And as time progresses, we'll see these. We can actually speed up the enemies and stuff like that. It's fairly straightforward. It's a tower defense game. Not much else to expect from that. And once we start building up enough money, we'll set up another Pew Pew and just go running with it. The base cannon, not super interesting. We are eventually going to be able to upgrade these. If we actually have the money, we can upgrade the recharge, which cuts its speed quite a bit, or the damage. I'm just going to go with the second cannon for now. Just because having more things being able to be targeted and having something that is able to keep shooting further along the line, pretty handy. Later on, you'll see that upgrading is probably the better choice. Even though it's more expensive than another cannon, if we can stay in here, it's going to show us the stats of each of the monsters as they come up. You'll notice that it's more than twice, and it's only a little bit more expensive than a single tower. So if we go like that, you see that this one will start doing 9 damage every 0.9 seconds. So it's going to be a little bit more aggressive, and we're going to get a little bit more story here. The game was really strange, Mother. And yeah, it feels creepy. I'm not going to like read the story out because it feels very creepy to speak. I was experimenting with it whenever I was doing the game sampler footage for this and just testing out if it would work on the channel. But I don't see myself doing a review of this yet. Maybe whenever it reaches 1.0, we'll consider it. And then I'll go a bit deeper into the story. But you guys can read it in the background. And pain, yeah. My brain, it feels weird. Yeah, so does mine. And for some reason, this graphic reminds me of an old 90s. It might have been, no, it was late 90s cartoon. with a where they were in the computer and the enemy was a virus. Okay, so now we've got lasers. Lasers are pretty nice. I tend to prefer the blasters because they're unerringly hitting and they don't have quite the long charge time of the primary laser, and you want to save your stars. Because, frankly, most of these improvements... This one I don't think is working. At least, it's not displaying on the tower whenever I'm actually trying it, so I'm not going to purchase that one this here. You can see me kind of messing with it a little bit over on Game Sampler. But it doesn't feel like it's actually increasing our damage over time. It might be per shots because there is another bit of phrasing in that. This one does work. It's longer firing duration. We're not going to go with that either. Tempo is kind of nice for the laser because you'll be able to keep the laser up longer because you'll be able to fire, cool off between waves. Whereas on the longer one, not so much. We'll get more into that as we get into the other just areas. Now, let's go ahead and play. The simulator is for building towers. We're not going to worry about it too much. It's just one of those things that's there. I could make a laser tower to show it off. The host we live! That is the other thing. That is... I think it's a swarm of the things we're killing. But I'm not entirely sure. I think we're stealing the consciousnesses of those. I only got to a bit into World 2 whenever I was messing around with this to see if it was going to be a video or not. So let's go ahead and move on with this. I'll let you read on your own because I've already seen this stuff. I'm not going to leave them up forever, but you get what I mean. Now, but yeah, the graphics for some reason really remind me of 90s 3D. And I keep expecting... Oh, I am going to have to look up the name of that cartoon. Someone's going to have to put it in the comments. One thing that I would recommend to them, by the way, to the dev, if they're watching this, I would recommend an option to skip this animation of starting up the levels. You have to redo levels. It actually gets kind of annoying. It's cool whenever it's first starting up, but after a while, it just takes a while. And these guys, it's not doing it here, but on some levels, you can actually end up in a situation where your default camera has that little flying creature blocking it. It should remain outside of your camera zone, if possible. Just put a dome of do not pass kind of situation around the area. So as far as this goes, if we hover over this, we can see the path. You can see they go all the way around. They do 20 million freaking loops and come back. You actually have a level similar to this once you get to stage 2, which introduces the flying enemies. The flying and ground system in this is a bit... I'm not super impressed by it. Simply because it is one of those things where... When we actually have the charger thing here. Cover that in a minute. Where you actually, whenever you place the tower down, we can't see it now, but whenever you place it down, you have an option of air or ground. There are no towers that can hit both, because, well, every tower can hit either or, but none of them can hit both. You can't have ones that target both. I would much rather have one that could, even if it was more expensive. Simply because that makes micromanaging the towers a little less frustrating, and I find on the split levels, eventually you get to the point where it's just the flying ones at the end or just the ground ones at the end, so you just sell off all the other ones and put up just the ground or just the flying. It's a juggling match, which kind of pulls me out of the tower defense aspect, which is build up the tower, see how it works, and then add more. So let's go ahead and grab that, and that's going to send out double waves because we clicked on the capacitor. You can't just spam, well, you can spam next wave, but you're not going to get any benefit from it. While if you do it when the capacitor is full, you actually get resources for it. And you have to pay attention to this red circle as well, because that's going to determine how many of those resources you get. You can see here, it just kind of loosely defines it. But you absolutely do want more of those, and I wish I could turn that off. But if you do spam it, you're just not going to get any benefit for it unless these are full. So it does slow it down a little bit, but I think we'll be fine. Let's let those shoot the crap out of everything. Go and grab another one, and I will go ahead and upgrade your damage. Then we will upgrade your damage. because there's no sense in wasting money here. But for the most part, these first few levels are going to be fairly standard early tower defense. And yes, we will have a second shot on them. You can see that they loop around like this. There's even levels where the fastest path is not possible. I mean, where they don't take the fastest path, they'll actually loop around various targets. Which is kind of an interesting thing, but not something I'm going to really see too much of this, and I don't think. Depends on how long it takes us to get through these earlier levels and get through the story. But yes, I am going to just keep upgrading and dropping out as many of these as possible just to get as much damage going. And yes, there is actually a star requirement. You have to use the capacitor a certain number of times, otherwise you don't get extra money. Oh, not extra money, extra stars. There's some levels I have not 3-starred yet in the first world, namely the very last one. But I think we should be fine. We don't have any like super enemies yet. We get those later, which is not a big deal. And these will generally target the furthest along enemies, so. At least with the default sensors. Yes, you can upgrade your sensors so you can get more access to more things as far as targeting goes. And I actually need to use that for the monies, that for the show, whatever to get ready, and go, go, go. I don't know. And yeah, we're not using laser on this one. I'll use it probably on the next one. Yes, I have a drink here. I always have a drink whenever I'm doing commentary. Let's actually try another upgrade. Let's upgrade your speed. See if we can just blast these things down. It's not even enough to blast them down. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and upgrade your damage then. And yeah, they should all just die. The lasers are better at dealing with either swarms or very large guys, because guess what? If there's multiple targets, the laser will just keep going between the targets, which is kind of handy. Continue, that's fine. Get a little bit more story at the beginning of each level. We now have 5 stars, which is not enough to do what we want, but we will be able to get this at 10, which is an upgraded base tower. We can upgrade the detector, or I think we want to go for the generator first. Reason being, generator costs more, but yeah. Determine how many separate attacks a tower can support. Basically, this one allows you to have 2 towers. This one will probably end up having 3 and then 4, if I had to guess kind of how they're planning on doing it. But as you can see, early access still. This is not the final product. So let's go ahead and just keep on jumping through these. This one might be the one where we pull out some lasers. So we can design probably a laser next time. And no, there's not controller support yet that I am aware of, at least not according to Steam. Behind the stage, they skitter. Yeah, it's interesting. The camera, for the most part, is fine in these. I did run across one glitch where it just showed me a blue screen instead of mother. But I think we'll be fine. And they do actually have different agendas, each of the different characters. I don't want to play anymore. Yeah. But I personally, I enjoy tower defense games, so you will see them pop up on here from time to time. This is more like my outlet kind of channel. So if you guys are enjoying it, awesome. If not, I still do reviews over on the main channel. That's my main thing for that, for gaming at least. If you want to catch some of these, I do stream live over on Twitch. I'm not streaming this one live simply because I don't think it has the content for a full stream, and I generally jumping around different games on stream is detrimental. So that's why I do standalones. And also I'll often do these whenever I can't really stream because my internet's down or other things. Let's go ahead and deselect that. Let's design ourselves a laser. And we actually have fairly similar things. We don't have the improvement there, so we're gonna probably just go with, do we want damage or do we want speed? I think we want speed. Save that. And yes, it actually does change the appearance of your tower if you didn't notice. Different improvements do different things. And adding more nodes does not increase the cost of it. Personally, I kind of wish that you could just have a no node tower that was super cheap. Basically, when designing this, if we go ahead and load this up, I kind of wish that this would be like a lower price, then each one of these you add would increase the price, but it doesn't do that. So we just kind of have to go with what we can kind of deal with. Let's go with... Do we want longer burn or do we want higher damage? I think we want to go with longer burn. Press to start and speed it up as well. That should actually get through a decent number of them to get us up to a pew pew over here. To actually deal with the things that get by that tower. And the cooldown is a good thing. Generally speaking, I find that I want to invest the early points, like the base building in the tower, into things that I can't get through upgrades. So having that cooldown increase helps us out a great deal because we can just boost the length of the shot later on. It's not a huge issue. Boost your damage. Obviously, this tower doesn't have anything that qualifies as that, whereas this does. Let's go with another pew pew. Just to deal with the things that get by. And if we end up not doing perfect on one of these, I'm fine with that. So let's go ahead and wait for you to actually be able to be upgraded. So twin towers there, just lasering everything. I think this should be enough to actually stop most of what's coming through here. We need, what, 5 capacitors to go through this? Squeezing in the capacitors on some of these is a pain in the booty. I probably should have gone damage on that one now that I think about it. That way they'd be firing on alternating kind of cycles. Let's go ahead and upgrade your damage. I think we're good. I think we'll be able to get the next capacitor there. Get another zap there. And on this one, we'll go damage. Just so we can have alternating cycles. Because I'm pretty sure the cooldown doesn't start until the laser ends. We might need to put something further along. In fact, I think we will have to. Just in case things get by. There we go. A little bit of a friend there. We'll throw another... Actually, let's go ahead and upgrade your damage. I think that's like damage per second or something like that. We should be good to just let this run. I might drop in another zap over here. Yes, I went with real mature names here. Because that's how I am. Should be able to take these out. Go with increased damage. There you go. And yeah, you have to get flawless and victory to get 2 of the stars. And then the 3rd star is usually, I say usually, going to be one of those just... You have to use the capacitor this number of times situations. And we now have the boom booms, the bombs. Those are actually really good. I am going to be using those much more than the lasers. You can go for radius increase if you want, which is pretty solid, but I think what I'm probably going to be going with is tempo, just to have more of them dealing with the tiny little guys. They are a bit more expensive than the other towers. Once we get to 10, I should be able to buy an upgrade to show off some other stuff. Let's see. Integration ratio is almost perfect. You're not playing a game. I didn't mean to skip so fast ahead of that one. I thought it was longer. Because if I click it, it actually finishes filling out the dialogue. And you should be able to see, yeah, you can see my mouse. Just double checking. Some games you can, some games you can't. But yeah, you can see it takes its time to pop up. I'm trying to remember what the first level I actually failed was. Okie dokie. This one, I think if I remember correctly, I want to keep onto these for the longest time. I'm going to design a bomb. They do AoE damage. Let's go ahead and get the cooldown as low as possible. We'll probably even want it lower than that. But why not? Keep the naming scheme really immature. Okie dokie. Let's go with you on the corner. And we'll go with you. I think there. We'll get a few out. I'm going to go ahead and put it up to 2 times speed just so they can get to us a little bit quicker. It does get us a little bit of extra money. Not enough to get another tower, unfortunately, but I think we'll be okay. You can see this is knocking them out fairly easily. Let's go ahead and get another one of you there. Just to finish them off. I'm going to give you a bit... Actually, no, we'll save up for this one. Get ourselves a second one of you. Just to be firing a little bit faster. And for the most part, these are fairly accurate. Not amazingly, but fairly accurate. They tend to just get close enough, whereas these guys over here, the bullets and the lasers, are absolutely accurate. So you'll sometimes have situations where your bombs are not quite good enough to get rid of all the pain in the butt enemies. Let's go ahead and get your damage up. We'll go with another one of you. Probably... Actually, no, let's go with... Yeah, let's go with more pews. There. Damage up. We should be good to keep going. I think we need one more of these. Yes. And you're 178 for an improvement. I think we'll go with a faster attack on this one. As soon as we get up to 178. As you can see, we are shredding things pretty reliably now. So you are going to get a recharge, so you're even faster. And yeah, I don't mind spamming these guys out. They're not a big deal. Go for a bit more damage. And yes, you can change their targeting with this, but you can't change whether they can target air or ground. I think we should be okay, because those guys are relatively slow and will get picked off by the stronger cannons there. I was hoping to get another one in for a little bit more money. Go ahead and drop another one of you out. And this should be enough to actually deal with all of these. Because those guys will start going after, yeah, the tiny guys. They're just little dudes. Should be able to take out all this nonsense. We still even have the backup one up over there that can kind of pick off these scragglers. Scragglers? Whatever you want to call it. But let's go ahead and sell these. And yes, we can just pause it if we want to. And still continue selling. Because there are no more enemies. But now we just have a whole bunch of money that we can just kind of dump in here. Which is something that you can do in a lot of these. Now, if the game is running, you don't get full refund price. Only before you start dropping the first enemy can you get full refunds. See, can we actually... Yes. It's actually fairly fast. Play. I want to see how fast that is. It might not actually get in range of it. Yeah, it's not gonna. Like, oh, I can shoot faster. No, you can't. But yeah, we're making pretty good progress as far as time goes. But now we can go to the extractor and actually improve some crap. So first things first, we have the generator. Gives us an extra modifier we can put on stuff. You can see this one's only 1, this one's 2, but it's way more expensive. This one is going to give us more as well. We actually get 2 more for that, but it's even bigger increase because it's like 72 versus this one going up, what? Less than 50. It's 49. Then we have various things. This one we actually get for doing stage 5, which is, I think, the next stage we have. But we need a certain number of these stars to unlock it. I think... I haven't tried the blaster before. I have tried the bomber. The little extra scatter bombs were a little bit expensive for what they are. I think we go with the advanced blaster. Just because I want to mess with it. And it's actually my favorite tower so far. Yay, and no, we can't actually get the higher one. Oh, we have to purchase saturation to get replication? Oh no, that's because it's 2, okay. I was going to say, if I have to get that one to get the other one, that sucks. And yes, we can come in here and test the towers if we so desire. You can see it's a very short path. Kind of mess around with whatever we want, and we can get ourselves the advanced cannon. It only lets me go up to 3 on that, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, we can get extra damage and all kinds of fun stuff, and it's only 156. Slapper, sure. Save, and we can actually select waves, select all, play. You can see that it'll advance forward. We can put it up to 3 speed so we can actually see just how well it does. That's pretty solid for what it is. 156 credits is really not bad for this. Especially with the amount of damage it's dealing out. So let's go ahead and go back to navigation. Navigating the menus is a bit clunky right now. I have a feeling that'll improve with time. So let's go ahead and play in there. Because to exit the game, you have to come to the navigation menu and then go to exit game, then exit the game itself. But you generally want to minimize the number of steps to get through the menus. I'm not sure what's going on. Go ahead and Alt-Tab real quick. Yeah, for some reason, my OBS has gotten choppy. Hopefully the recording is not being hurt by it. Let's go ahead and close this over here. Nope, it's still doing its thing. Whatever, we'll deal with it later. Destroy. These voices are here. It may help for them to know. Be brave. Sapience. Basically, we're advancing ourselves. Don't worry. Be calm. Please calm down. We walked gladly. We walked in terror. We walked and could not stop. Basically, that sentience is the enemies kind of floating around. Oh, and it only... That's really weird. It only happens whenever I'm on the story screen. That's very strange. I'm not sure. It might be. One thing that could be happening is I don't know what the frame rate is on those screens, but I guarantee you if it's uncapped, that could be causing it. Sorry, didn't get to the button in time. Normally, I button those out. Okay. Let's go ahead and load ourselves the slapper as well. Yes, you can load whatever you want. And you can have millions of tower options. There's also options up here to see damage analysis. It's not always the greatest. But for this, I think we want to start with a slapper. Oh, by the way, let's go ahead and do this. This is one of the examples of them going in weird patterns. You can kind of see that they loop around each one in a different direction kind of thing. Because you have counterclockwise, then you have clockwise, counterclockwise again, and then into the thing. Different enemies do different damage to your tower. There's certain enemies they'll deal 2. It gets real nasty whenever it's the swarm, tiny enemies that do it. Okay, we're gonna start with the boom boom. The boom boom pow. Press start, get that, get ourselves a slapper next to it. Just to start cleaning things up. As you can see, it's working pretty well. And no, advancing the groups right now is not worth it. If it was, I would totally do it, but generally speaking, it's not going to do much unless you can get the full benefit from it. Hey, there's an exemplar. These deal additional damage on impact and yield more resources, but they're high health and they have regeneration. So if we pause, I don't know if we can, yeah, we can actually select them. Let's go with another slapper. There. And just resume play. We should still be able to handle it before it leaves the circle, like before it gets down to this guy. But I did want to have a little bit more support in there just in case. Because you kind of have to balance spreading your things out so they can target a variety of enemies, as well as, yeah, getting the actual damage in on the ones that you already have. This upgrade is 179, you're 178, so it's actually about the same. So we could go for an attack speed upgrade on this and drop it down to super fast. I think what we want to do is actually get... No, well, that's a tough decision. I'm going to go for damage on the bombs. So they knock these guys out a little bit faster. We need to get up to 179 to really get far in on this. And yes, they'll pass by this tower 2 or 3 times. Generally on this map, you want them to be down the middle. Let's go with damage. Get those working to our advantage there. I'm not going to bother with the pew-pews very much from here on out, because our slapper is just better. And just keep upgrading our damage. There might be, if I were to sit down and do the calculations, I'm probably choosing wrong things, but I'm not doing that in the middle of this recording. That'd be pointless. Yeah, the aesthetic here is kind of Tronish. I need one more capacitor to play. I'm going to be playing it for the star pretty much. Go and get one more slapper in there, and we will go ahead and just hold off. Okay, so those are going to pass by these guys again and get probably destroyed. No, it didn't destroy them. Okay, so those are going to need to die to you. Let's go ahead and upgrade. Let's upgrade your attack speed and see if that does much better. And yes, you can see the upgrades are the floating little... The attack speed, it's yellow. If it's damage, it's red. But yeah, you don't even have to spend all the money on the early ones. And I'm hoping we can get to the air ones, but no guarantees. There's Disruptor. Yeah, we now have Cold. Can add that into him. It adds a slow. Pretty handy. Not going to get any kind of improvements for it just yet. There's going to be improvements here, but they're not available yet. And this whole system could change before 1.0. Even, yeah, like I said, it's early access, but it's not labeled as early access, which is a bit weird. They say that they're talking to Steam to try and fix it, but shrug. We do have healers on this one, which will heal allies around them. Thankfully, this map is fairly location dense, and no, you don't ever get to choose your mazing. The mazing is always going to be the default. Yeah, I have a feeling the frame rate here is just not capped. We're murdering everybody. Gonna set the stars alight. No, little one, something far, far greater. An immortal, a prime mover. It's fine. Think that my knowledge or consent are going to somehow mess up your craziness? Possibly. Someone has mommy issues. Can I choose? No, you cannot choose. Yeah, the story, it's interesting enough. I get what they're going for, basically. Not my personal cup of tea, but let's go ahead and see what path they take. So they come down, turn right immediately. Let's go ahead and have it so we can have it oriented the way they're looking. They loop. Actually, they don't loop. They go around the right side, up into the middle, and do a right turn, go around the barbell. Trying to just track it. What path are they taking? So that is turning up, and they come back into the barbell and go the other way? Ugh. That is a long path. So these ones get none on that. They get 1, 2, 3, 4 chances to hit them before they come out. Yes, I know that they were going the opposite. They're going like this first. Let's see. I'm going to go with Zaboom Boom. There. We'll start, speed, grab that, get a slapper, and throw it there. We're going to just pack in on this middle section here. Seems like the best plan. Because we should be able to kill them before they even start in on their second lap. And next one, yeah, we've got the constructor that heals things. Sucks. We need to build up more resources, so we just kind of got to wait for this. The healer, I think, is right there. Yeah, the healer's right there. We don't have any freeze stuff. We could pause and make design a freeze. Question is, I'm going to go for just a primary blaster to keep it cheap. We're going to grab ourselves base slow and get that up to a number of things so we can actually have slow applied faster than it kind of gets removed. So we'll just call this snowball. And we will slap that right there. That way we have a slow on them and can nuke them from orbit, basically. We should probably throw a snowball up near the top as well. Yeah, that is going to just keep healing them, so we do need to have a bit more punch. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a slapper there as well. And yes, the healer is still alive, unfortunately. And it's getting a second loop. That's actually not good. I think they actually have 2 healers going through. Why is that one healer faster? That might actually be... We might need to restart this one. I think we are going to need to. Maybe, maybe not. We might be able to get this. Let's throw another one of you in there. Get a bit more damage kind of flowing in our way. And yeah, that glowing guy is problematic. But we got him, so that's a plus. So you are going to go ahead and get more damage. Let's go and get another one of those going. I think we should be good because we don't have very many things getting to that outside lab. We'll go with a faster one on you. I need more resources. We require additional towers. Let's go with faster shot on you, just to apply the slow more. The slow doesn't stack. I don't think. It might stack duration. It doesn't stack the actual slow effect. Go ahead and start softening things up before they even start getting to us. Because they don't have... They have one more wave with a healer. That's going to be further down. So this group, it's not going to matter much on. Should have one more. Yeah, one more little charge forward. So let's go with... I'm going to go with damage on you. Yeah, you're not going to get many shots on them until they get onto the second wave, but that's going to be our, like, oh shit group, I guess. Would be the best thing to call it. We do actually have damage that's going to... Actually, they might not get to it. The way things are going. Because they're going to get there and start getting bombed by him. Maybe one will get through. Because that healer. Yeah, I think we'll be fine. Let's go ahead and drop you there, just in case. This one doesn't have multiple pass-bys, but, I mean, it's better than nothing. Especially considering most of them are already through the spot up here. Otherwise, I'd put another one, hit them on the pass-through. Speed these little guys up. And yes, we have 30 life. If one gets through, it's fine. We can still beat the level. It's just we don't get all the stars. Extractor. How many points do we have? 7. So one more and we'll actually have enough to get another upgrade, probably to the generator. If I had to choose one. This one I remember giving me a little bit of trouble for some reason. Hello, you there? We are no names now. Too many to name. Too many names. Definitions blur. We have hope and fear, but not want. Yeah. Story, technicalities, answer me. You and this machine are not separate things anymore. You are the flame that burns inside its furnace. Basically, yeah. We're like immortal beings trying to rebirth the universe kind of situation almost. Make it stop. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, I remember why this one was a pain. We started only with 200. I find it kind of bad that the towers get so expensive, but you only start with so little money. You don't really get to play with all like the super big fun stuff. Let's go with... Starting with basic avatars and staying big boys for a while, so we go with slappers first. I think we go with one there. And we start and grab as much as we can get from that. And we do a snowball there. Just to slow stuff down so we can put a boomer there. And that should put us in a situation where we can have them slowed and nuked, kind of in decent enough order. And we need how many of these? 5 capacitor uses, which is what these are called. Basically, advance the wave 5 times. And it doesn't seem to want to show these right now. Basically, what should pop up is there should be a little square that tells you your DPS. We need more DPS. What is that from? I know it's World of Warcraft. I know there was like a creator behind it. DKPS or something like that. I think is the actual thing. But for the most part, the enemies here, they're going to be a little tough, but I think we can handle it. I'm just waiting for, yeah, there's another one of those. Let's go ahead and get a slapper there as well. Actually, we can't sell it for full price. Might as well keep it. More damage. I should have put it up here. I wanted to really be smart about this and then put either a zap or something there. Go with another one of you. Just keep them damaged along the entire chain. That's pretty much the entire goal. We have Swarm on top of Swarm. Micro exemplars. So they're tiny guys that do a lot of damage. Thankfully, we do a lot of damage as well. Okay, so you are going to get more damage. It boosts it up to 40. Yeah, unfortunately, the next upgrade is only up to 60, so it's not really worth the price. You might as well put it in another tower. Unless you're very limited on tower space. Let's go with another snowball there. We have the achievement for the star. Extra damage from you. It looks like we're doing okay. I shouldn't have to worry about anything else for the rest of this run because we are able to handle these. And yes, their stats do increase as the level goes on. Let's go with another slapper there. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get another capacitor in. We might go for like another upgrade, maybe. Just to kind of work things in. Yeah, it should be fine. Continue. I like tower defense. I don't know why. Very cathartic. Now we have the poison ones. This one we don't get for free. You have to purchase it, but it adds poison damage over time. I actually like it, so we're going to... Actually, no. I like it, but I'm going to show off the generator. I want to see how expensive of a tower we can end up getting. Probably pretty dang. This one is not too big of a pain in the ass, I don't think. We start with 300 on it, so we actually can afford a bit more. I don't like the amount you start with on the split levels. You don't actually have to click on next. As you can tell by me clicking up here, or your eyeball, or the bar over there, or your nose. I've read and seen a lot of what we were before humans become like you. We've forgotten what it was like. Comprehend all of it, brother, and it's bullshit. We're gonna convert them. Oh no. Was this the level that had the one that was blocking my vision? He's over there. It might have been. It looks like it. Let's go with opening up. We've got big, 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 small, big. I think we start with snowball. Yeah, we start with a snowball. We drop bombs in the bottom right. We can design some more stuff. We can go advanced generator. We can go with that. Go with that. And ice. Look at that. We got 6 points to mess with. Oh, we have 2 tower spots. What are we going to do? Besides get 2 towers. And we go with just the slow effect. And now we have double snowballs. I do want them kind of staggered, honestly. So now we have a 9.25 damage and a 7.25. It's going to get weird as far as the math goes, but... Double snowball! Let's see. I don't know. Oh, the refit is to actually refit all the base towers with the upgrades, I believe. Okay, so we can get a pew pew. We don't want one of those just yet. Looks like I'm pretty sure they loop back this way. Yeah, they do. Go with another one of you there. More explosions, more better. But you see how expensive that is compared to the rest of these towers. I think it may just be better to just get 2 snowballs separate. Although this one does do a lot more damage. So we'll see. Gotta wait until that timer gets to the top, and then we boop. You can see they're relatively slow. They're getting blown up as they go. Nothing too scary quite yet. Let's see. We could get double snowball there just to slow things down even more. As you can see, we are able to shred them relatively easily. We need a grand total of 8 capacitor uses in this, which I'm not sure I'm actually going to get before the end of it. Oh, bulk exemplars. Go ahead and pause real quick. I think we go for a laser as well. It uses up a decent chunk of my resources, but I think we'll be okay. Because we're going to be able to take down both of these guys before he gets past it. Go for a twice the booms. And we are halfway there on the capacitor usage. This is a fairly long level. I think we'll be okay. Drop a slapper there. Just keep them damaged on this entire loop, and I think we're okay. We did not get much from that because I didn't wait until the red was cleared. It happens. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I think we want to keep them getting slowed, so I'm going to go ahead and put one there as well. That way we can slow them coming onto this corner, put another explosive right there. Just to deal with it. But they basically pass each loop of units twice. And this one you can actually get a tighter cluster on, so you can keep them in the firing range of these longer, but I don't trust myself on that tight of a circle. Let's go with burn duration. Just to keep the laser up more consistently. I think Slapper might still be the best one there. As you can see, we are almost going to leak, but not quite. Because these should die to this group right here. We got the last star. Let's go ahead and get a double snowball there. And get as much damage going out as possible on these guys. Yeah, having them spread out around this entire circle thanks to the slow helps, but we kind of cluster them up here to get them boomed as much as possible, then they start spreading out over here. But yeah, it's fine. Because we take out the weak ones. That's why they spread out. I know I'm not phrasing it properly. Basically, there's more gaps between them, is the way I'm trying to say. Now the booms. And we are going to get all 3 stars. But why not double snowball that? Probably should have gone with an upgrade, but who cares? We're not dealing with flyers yet. Are they going to be able to kill it? Are we going to have to pause and sell? Pause. Sell. Confirm. Sell. Confirm. Sell. Confirm. Go ahead and snowball. Boom. And another boom. Those guys are gonna... Oh, yeah, we might actually leak these to the next group. Oh, no, we got it before they leaked. That's fine. I was prepping for the inevitable leak. Because, generally speaking, on tower defenses, I'll do a run where I'm just kind of messing around to see how the enemies behave, the patterns of the releases of enemies, and then I'll reset it and go for the stars. That's generally how I play tower defenses that have this kind of system. Let's go ahead and get ourselves reason. Yes. Same price as the other one. It's fine. Extender extends range. There's one that lets you fire it as an orbital cannon, which is manual control, so you're basically kind of Twitch gameplay. Let's continue on, though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is uncapped frame rate. Because I'm hearing my video card, while usually pretty good about it, does have just the tiniest bit of coil whine whenever I'm trying to push too many frames through it. I had it with Diablo 4 whenever it first launched. I've had it with a few other things if I leave it on their starting screen. Freedom, agency, glorious, glorious choice. Yeah, whatevers. Fine. Go ahead and get rid of you. Design. I think we want to go for the base tower, base that. I think we go with this and go with the poison. Get the expensive one, because this one costs 2, whereas this one only costs 1. Actually, let's go for the more expensive one. And let's go with... That's our max on there. We'll just do higher base damage. 4 seconds. Generally, if they're surviving longer than that, you're having a problem. Or... let's actually go with this. Go with poison bombs. That way we can hit a lot of them with it all at once, rather than just the one that's closest to the tower. Okie dokie. And yes, we can still load in the old ones. As far as the loadout goes, we start with 200. I think we start with the Plague Doctor. And hope we actually get enough for the Snowball before this becomes a problem. This was the level where it was in the way. Okay, let's go ahead and round to the other side. And yes, they'll loop around. This should be enough to take these first few waves out. But yeah, slowing them down makes it so the bombs can get more done. And the bombs are actually really good whenever you're spamming enemies. Might leak no, we didn't leak. I am really surprised we didn't leak any of those little guys. Let's go for another Plague Doctor here. Go with another one of these. We only need 5 on this one. If we go with a Snowball there, it should slow them down for this loop. We've got that going, and we go ahead and do a Slapper on the backside of the loop for a bit more damage. That did not give me very much. And yeah, you can go with double bombs. You can do all kinds of fun stuff with like the various types of tower bases. Let's go with more damage on you. 24.7 is good. Because that's going to take out the big tough enemies usually. As far as this goes... oh, and we've got... oh, speedy guys. Actually pause that. I think we want you to do more damage. You see those little orange streaks? Those are the ones that are sped up by this bastard. And he will just keep doing that until you kill him, which sucks. Go with a boom boom there, because we already have a slow there. And that is poisoning them so that they will be taking damage the entire time they're on this lap here, so we don't have to worry about that auto heal going. As far as the next thing, we'll go ahead and just start upgrading you to fire faster. Grab another one of those. I think we might actually need... Yep, let's go ahead and pause. A little bit of a friend here. Just in case, because speedies. We do have one more speedy coming there as well. I think we'll be okay. You go for more damage. That way when they do leak thanks to this idiot here, we'll be able to deal with it. I like how this wasn't able to hit it, so it was just like, no. Slaps him down. Makes me happy. Towers are just a nice little mix. For the most part, I do actually like the tower building. Extractor wise, I don't think we're doing too great on... Yeah, we only have 3. Go ahead and purchase that and see what it looks like. I haven't played with that one yet. See if it's actually worth messing around with. I think we ditch Slapper for it. Little one, it's not my vision, but it is a dream we all chose to... Okay, dream together. Sorry for that accident. I bumped my microphone when I went to scratch my beard. No, not prisoner or patient or victim either, honey. You are a child. We love you. We torture you because we care. Listen to me now. This has gone far enough. Brother cannot spare your feelings any longer. Out of love, he has already told you more than he should. Your time has come, brother. Yeah, you have to fight each of them in their own stage. Because guess what? We get to kill brother. And I don't remember the... Okay, so this is the kill zone. This is the leak zone. Let's get rid of Slapper. Design a new one. Generator base. We'll go with like an expensive tower here. We don't have mines yet, but it's fine. So how much is that one? Is 2 to do? And we will do poison damage. We will go... We'll actually focus in on this tower. Very fast multi-targeting. So this should shoot 3 rounds. And you can see each one of them is different. This one just has the little thing on it. This one has multiple cannons. It actually... Blop, blop. We can put more on there, I think. Yeah, you can have a grand total of 4 cannons. I think what we want is this and that. There we go. Why not? So we have 400 to spend. We're not going to have enough for both of those. We start with the big, so going needle. We'll go with the explosive there. Just to get a little extra money. I have it on 1 right now because I'm slightly curious how this tower will work. And see, we're firing poison shots, and it is firing a decent number of shots. We don't have a slow yet. We're going to need it eventually. Not quite yet. And how many of these? We need 9 capacitor uses, so we just basically have to use it as soon as it's available. No optimizing or anything. So as soon as it's available, boop. And I think we should be good these first several waves, dealing with like the healers and all that kind of stuff. I'm fine. But once we get to kind of like the gnarly stuff, I'm kind of, I think, boned. I think we go with a normal snowball. And bump this up to 2 times speed. Just to slow things down so that they have time to just rip into them a little bit. Whenever we start getting them coming this way, we're going to be having to be even more aggressive. We might need a snowball too there. Let's go for a higher damage on you. That was almost a leak. And we'll go with a boom there. Then we'll go with another snowball in just a moment. That is getting a little bit... Okay, so there is 5. Go with another snowball there. They've got a speeder coming up. I think we want to hold out. You can go with extra damage. I wish there was an extra accuracy or something like that. I feel a little bit restricted in that regard. So we have 6 more to go. We're not quite to brother yet, so I'm not as worried about us not hitting that target. Go with you. We'll go with a double snowball. We have a double plague up there, a double snowball on the backside. I think we're looking okay. Let's go ahead and drop another plague doctor there. That way we have poison in case they get to that little corner. They'll still be taking damage before they get into the leak zone. We have 1 more to go before we hit that 9. I'm doing better here than I thought I would. I'm going to drop out a needle there, or just in case we leak. And there's the big bad. Let us go ahead and upgrade you. Damage. We need all the damage we can muster, because this guy is scary. If he hits this, we lose. I think we're fine, though, because that is brother. Yeah, we got it. We got it! And we got the satellite interlock that lets you shoot him manually. Yay! Which is fine, but I'm not super interested in that. So now we have World 2 unlocked. World 3 and World 4, I'm not sure. I don't think they're in the game yet. I haven't gotten that far, though. So I can't say for sure. But I would wager that we have, like, brother, mother, father, and then the spirits. If I had to guess. But let's go ahead and do this one. This is the Flyers. Let's get through this story. And this is the blue screen I was talking about. There she is. It just sat on the blue screen for me the first time I was there. I think this might be rendered in it, but I'm not sure. And this is made in Unity, so it would make sense for it to be rendered in it as well. To gather and reap. And we have an environmental change. The woods. You can see we have a blue and a purple. Purple is the ground, blue is the sky. This is where it's going to get real confusing. And actually, let's just do a regular snowball here. When I put it down, up is ground and down is air. Please flip those. Please invert this. Up for sky, down for ground seems to be just, it works better on my brain. Okay. Start, advance. Get a plague doctor for the ground. I don't know if we're going to actually be able to completely stop this first wave with my current setup. Yay! With average movement and health. I think we'll be able to, but I'm not certain on it. And yes, the booms can actually go against the sky as well. We've got the micro air ones. And I will need... Oh, we can get another snowball. Let's go ahead and have you go air as well. I kind of wanted a boom for the airs here, but I can do about it. You have to get out towers to stop them before they get there so you can actually get the other star. You only need one more capacitor charge anyway. Come on, give me another... I guess we're going to be going a ground snowball here. Are we going to be able to stop these? I don't think so. Go ahead and go with another air. Just a cheap-ass tower to deal with the air guys. And no, not Ring of Fighters air guys. We're just not getting anything here. Yeah, Air Guys is a game I should actually cover. There's a reason I have fond memories of that. It's a shitty game. I know there's people who love it, but... And no, it's not Einhander, it's Air Guys. They're different games. Let's go ahead and give you increased damage. Yeah, they're getting by. Okay, let's pause. We have airborne, so we can get rid of you. Get rid of you. That means we can go double snowball here against ground. That should allow us to stop this ground wave. Then we switch to air as soon as the ground is gone. They're going to kill that. Increase your damage. So all the ground... Oh, wait. There's one more ground wave coming. Are we going to... I don't think we're going to succeed on this one. But yeah, you can see kind of how frustrating it is that I can't just make a tower that can target both. Even if it would be just weaker in general, I would rather have a tower that can target both. I don't really like this mechanic. Because I feel like I'm fighting myself rather than fighting the enemies. Which is just kind of, it feels garbage. But anyway, we've shown off the flying. That's as far as well, not as far as I've gotten. But if we exit to the navigation there, I have gotten to about, I want to say 19. Just playing through. I have not gotten to the final level of this one, but I got pretty far in my test run of it. But for the most part, that's how it plays. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and all that fun jazz, and I will see you guys next time whenever we show off some more games. I do mostly retro ones, but those aren't announced because they're on stream, and these more modern ones I tend to do either solo recording or over on Twitch if it's long enough for me to justify it.